Plaintiff Taylor Shaver became friends with the defendant after meeting in college. Taylor claims one night while in the defendant's car, the defendant veered off the road and the car flipped. Taylor's suing for the ambulance bill and pain and suffering. Defendant ERIKA Fox admits that she and Taylor were in a car accident, but insists their injuries were minor and there was no need for them to take an ambulance to the hospital. Therefore, ERIKA doesn't feel she should have to pay.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
Start with you.
Well, we met during summer orientation at Western Illinois. We became friends, and we had our little girl drama and stuff. So we stopped talking for a while, but then we came back friends again. And also, I'm part of the Good Girls movement at school, and we help with students get comfortable in school, and we help with mental health and stuff like that. And it's a Black organization on campus.
Congratulations, that's good work.
Thank you.
What else you want me to know about yourself?
I'm from Kansas City, Missouri, the home of the Chiefs.
Okay. What's you said that last part?
She loves the Chiefs.
You love the chicks. It doesn't matter what the
football team.
The Chiefs, the football team.
Oh, the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Kansas City Chiefs. Well, I like the quarterback, Patrick Mahomes. And congratulations to the Super Bowl victory. And I was there, and I was very happy that you all beat San Francisco.
Oh, yes.
The 49ers, where all the controversy started with Kaepernick. San Francisco messed with that boy, and he jinxed them. They went to the Super Bowl and lost. Better leave him and black people alone. We're jinxed. I hope that's a lesson.
Yeah.
Better leave me alone. Black people got the hand of God on them. I play with race because particularly with my buddy, we're such good friends, and we don't see race, meaning we both have to go to the doctor. That's what I tell people. I don't see race. Well, you need to go to the doctor. We all recognize and appreciate each other's ethnicity and race and gender, whatever it might, or an identification, whatever it might be. And we should be able to have a little fun with it. No slurs, but we can have fun with each other and point out the differences. And that's why we have so much problem in society. We don't know each other. We don't know the differences that we have with each other. I know about him. I know about his family. I know his history, or the history of his ancestors, put it that way. So I know him. We know each other. And so that's why we like each other, and we can socialize with each other. He and his wife, me and my wife, because we know each other. So that's one of the reasons I like to have fun and play and mention race, so we can get used to that. All right, so
awesome.
You tell me about your friendship with the plaintiff, with Taylor.
We did meet in June 2019 at our summer orientation, but after that we didn't really talk until the first weekend of school.
Look at me or something. Why are you looking like that? Looking all spaced out. You high?
No.
Why are you looking spaced out in here?
It's just, that's my normal look.
Your normal look is spaced out.
Really, yeah.
Well, we'd give you some drugs then. All right, I'm sorry. I'm just messing with you. Having fun. Hey, if you look like you're high, you might as well benefit from it. Why be called high if you can't enjoy the high? All right. But how did it go, the friendship?
The first week we hung out, we went to parties, and that kind of continued as we got into our freshman year. And then we kind of distanced ourselves because she gained her own friends, I got different friends, but we still had mutual friends. And we were both in the Good Girls movement, but I was only in there for a few weeks because I didn't pay my dues, and you have to.
Because what?
I didn't pay dues.
Oh, they kick you out? All right. You don't pay nobody, do you? You get sued today for not paying. You don't believe in paying? You allergic to paying?
No.
You all ever fall out beyond this?
No.
Okay, so where are you at in school? You at Western also?
Yeah, we're both.
You doing all right? Both of you still there?
Yes.
You gonna graduate? Mm-hmm. Good. What's your major? Yours?
I'm a social work major.
Excellent. And you?
Business management.
All right.
Good. Excellent. We really need you. We really need you. Many of these school districts and understand that's what they need in these schools. They need social workers for these children who've been abandoned by their parents to drugs. Mm-hmm. Oh, and the parent has to do this. It starts at home. It starts with the parent. Well, if they strung out, then what?
Right.
If it started home and the parents are unavailable to help the child, then you're just going to let the child slip through the cracks and keep saying that? No, they need social workers. Perhaps you talk with the parent as well to give them. A lot of folks and parents just don't know how to properly raise a child, particularly educate them. They haven't been educated themselves in some instances and can't help with homework and all this. And then they get talked about like a dog by the teacher who doesn't know their life experience that they deal with. So you're going in the right direction. I want to see you in one of these schools. And I come speak. ERIKA, what city you live in?
Ottawa, Illinois.
Ottawa, Illinois. Okay, I'll be there. I'll be at them schools. I'm going to speak at all the schools until I see you. And with you, I'm going to make sure you make black folks some money on your business. Mm-hmm. Show us how to run a business so we can make jobs for ourselves and get us all out of poverty, all right? That's what I'm counting on you for. I'm going to come to Detroit, where we're very impoverished, and I better see you.
You're going to see me in Kansas City, because that's...
There you go. All right. Your own community. I love it. Tell me how she owes you for this ambulance and pain and suffering.
Because, so we were coming back from Peoria because we went shopping before a party, and we were just driving. It was nighttime, and she was driving because I don't drive. And so, and then she started to we started to drift off. And so I'm like, what's going on? And I'm like, ERIKA. And she was trying to get back on the street.
Drift off as in drifting off the
road.
Street?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so we was just like, when I yelled at ERIKA, she tried to fix the steering wheel to get back on the street. And then that's when we rode over a couple times.
Wow.
And that you can see in page 2 of the car.
Ooh.
And so they didn't have insurance. Like my mom had to call to figure out what was going on because they weren't doing nothing about the accident. Like they didn't
Whose car was it? It wasn't your car.
No. Like my mom had to call them because nobody was telling us.
Call them about what?
To see how we're gonna pay this bill, the ambulance.
Okay. And what? You have to first tell me when you got the bill. How did you go to the hospital?
Yes. Okay. So after the accident, after these people, they helped us out the car. And so they just drove off. And so we both started freaking out, how we gonna get there? So these people,
I don't mean to laugh, but they pulled you out the car and just threw you to the side. So that's good enough. Good luck.
And so these people, they pulled over and they helped us. And her parents, they didn't show up to the hospital. But my mom, who we live 5 hours away, she was about to be on her way down there. She was like, y'all need to go get checked out, get helped out. And then, and so then all of a sudden, I think it was, I'm not sure when we got the bill, but when we got the bill.
You're not telling me about going to the hospital.
Oh, but at the hospital, it wasn't, they just checked
the ambulance came to pick you up?
Yes. We called on somebody's phone. I can't remember whose phone it was.
Okay, they came and did both of you go?
Yes, both of us went ambulance.
Okay. And you went to the hospital, emergency, obviously.
Yes.
And what did they diagnose? What did they conclude?
Nothing. We're perfectly fine. By the grace of God, we were all fine.
All right. Did you go in the ambulance?
I went in the ambulance because I didn't want to be trapped in the middle of the road with no ride home. But when her mom did tell us to get in the ambulance, but when we got in the ambulance, I only had a few cuts on my knees, so I knew I was going to be fine. But she said that she had a plate in her head that she thought hurt it or something, so she thought she needed to go to the hospital. So when she went, there was nothing wrong, and in the end, there was no reason for us to go to the hospital.
Oh, okay. How do you know it wasn't anything wrong?
Because she said there was nothing wrong.
Okay.
But my parents were on their way, actually, to the hospital, but I told them to turn around because there was no point for them to take us from the hospital back to school.
Why would you want to go to the hospital? The only thing wrong was that the car flipped over and you already have a head injury. So you had no reason to go to the hospital. Let her tell it.
So excuse me, y'all.
Ma'am, I'm being facetious. I'm being sarcastic.
Okay.
Trying to suggest that she doesn't sound very reasonable to tell me that you have explained to her you had a head injury, a pre-existing head injury. She's driving and the car flips over. Who knows whether your head hit? You don't know. She flipping with you.
Right.
You should have. Absolutely should have gone. Ain't no telling your head bleeding in the brain. Oh my goodness, there's so many things could have happened. You're lucky nothing happened. But you want the bill because you feel you legitimately used that ambulance and she was the cause of you having to use it. That's why you're suing?
Yes.
That's the deal? What do you say to that? You say, ain't nothing wrong with her?
No.
That's your defense?
In her defense, I didn't know if there was anything wrong with her head, but I think that she should have went to the hospital. I don't think I should have went to the hospital because there was nothing wrong with me. So
okay, so that means her bill should be paid. What's the pain and suffering?
It's because this happened in February and they haven't said anything about the bill. They told my mom that she needs to
Has it gone to collections or anything?
Like, Mom, they just told
Did a collection agency call and say, where's my money? And we're going to put it on your credit report?
Sent, like, a hospital bill in the mail.
Okay,
but,
sometimes they go to the credit agencies.
Yeah, like, but we just felt like that we shouldn't have to pay for it because we wasn't the cause of the accident.
I got that point.
Okay.
Now I'm at the pain and suffering.
Oh, yes.
And I'm not hearing where you should get an award for pain and suffering.
Why should get an award for pain and suffering is because this has been going on too long. Like, it should have been already resolved and over with.
Okay, and you've been in pain and suffering. Have you started taking medication for your pain?
I didn't need to, but...
Oh, then why do you want money for it?
Because it's taking so long for the process. Like, this
No. Pain and suffering is just that. You have to tell me what pain you've experienced and whether you've done anything to treat your pain. What is the pain?
I don't have any pain.
Okay. With regard to your defense, that doesn't survive today because she should have gone and get checked out. But for you flipping that car over, unless you can tell me someone else was negligent, then I have to hold you accountable because it wouldn't have happened but for your flipping the car over. Whose fault was that? Was anyone else involved in that?
it was my fault.
What did happen?
I fell asleep.
You fell asleep at the wheel? Lord have mercy, you all are lucky. Yeah. All right, but you didn't fall all the way to sleep, just enough to
just
drift.
nodded off, yeah.
All right, word to the wise, make sure you're getting your sleep. All right, judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of 14, I'm subtracting the pain and suffering, $1,440. Thank you guys and continued success to you.